Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Fishing the 45th. And today, we're not fishing at all. We are actually at the Street Sugar Shack. My family makes maple syrup, and today we're going to take you through the process. No fishing video this week, so hopefully you can get interested in this. So check it out. How's that for a pike, y'all?
Now, Chris, tell me, what was the secret to your success?
I have no idea. They came right off the bottom though.
There's ice on the bed. Woo! Leg jump, baby!
That is another very good representation of what not to do. All right, so I wanted to go through what the tapping process is and how we actually collect the sap, the raw sap. This is how we collect our sap. It's a bag system. We don't use buckets. The bags tend to be a little bit more sterile. It's cleaner, and when it rains, it doesn't dilute your sap. So we like these bag systems a lot. We'll pop this off real quick. You just pour it out the side. It's open on the top, and the sap is contained. Now this is what maple tree sap looks like. It's very watery, and if you actually taste it, it tastes like a slightly sweet water. And that is the sap dripping out of the tree. It actually comes forth quite quickly. These bags were actually just emptied about 3-4 hours ago, and as you can see, there's probably a quarter of a bag already in there. We will have to collect today again. So it's important to keep that evaporator running at all times. So this year, I don't know exactly how many trees we've tapped. We've tapped anywhere from 100 trees. Some years we tap all the way up to 350, 400, I think is about the most we've ever done. So that's kind of how it comes from the tree. All right, so this is the Sugar Shack. It has evolved a lot over the years, but this here is the steam on the back of the flue pan where that hood is. That's where all that steam's escaping, and this is actually the chimney. It's running very efficiently right now, barely any smoke coming out. We'll come inside here. And we have the evaporator. This is the workhorse of our entire operation right here. It is wood fired. So what we'll do is we'll come over here, turn the fan down. This actually runs a fan on the back of the flue pan that blows hot air into the firebox. It is cherry red hot in there. But what we will do is come down here so you can see. Right here are the flues in the back pan. So that fire actually goes up and into that pan to increase the surface area of that fire on that pan. If you were to stretch out that back pan, it would be well over 30 square feet of area. So it's pretty cool how this machine is made to be as efficient as possible. But wood fired, we'll close this up. And then right here is our wood storage. So we've got wood for days. And comes in here, goes into the evaporator, and I will talk about how the actual evaporator itself works right now. Okay, so we collect the sap with our tractor. We have a 250-gallon tank on the back of the tractor that we go through the woods. We get our syrup, come back to the shack. We collect in the back of the tractor. It then gets pumped out of this tank, down through our pump, that actually gets plumbed up up to our reservoir tank. That is our gravity-fed tank up there. That is another 250-gallon tank. That tank is then gravity-fed into the building, and I will go in there now and show you how that works. Okay, so on the inside of our shack, that is where the plumbing comes through the wall. Our sap comes through there. Here is our indicator for how much sap is actually in the tank. It comes through and actually is plumbed through the bottom of this beam comes through this wall. This is where we hang out and you know, have snacks and stuff. Comes through into the actual boiling room, comes through this PVC, runs down and into the back of the evaporator. Now, we'll zoom out here a little bit. The evaporator is run by floats, the whole thing. So as the level in the evaporator goes down, this float will go down and allow more syrup to come in the back. As there's more syrup in there, this float will rise and it will shut off the supply. So it goes up, shuts off the supply, it boils some off, lets some in. So this whole system is self-automated as far as how it's set. It goes into the back pan, and then in here is where the majority of the cooking happens. The steam comes up and through the roof. Once it's been in here for a good long time, it actually floats through into the syrup pan. So it comes through here, another float, the syrup pan level goes down, more syrup comes out, it increases, and it shuts off. Now it's very hard to see in this pan, but it's baffled. We have our baffles. Starts here, comes through, then goes back, then through, then back. And right here is what we have that is the closest to syrup at this moment. We watch our temperature here. When this dial gets to 7, that means that the syrup is at 219 degrees, and it's time to pull it off because it is ready to go. Okay, so this is a full batch of syrup. Hey Dad, how many gallons would you say is in this batch?
Oh, that's a good 10-gallon batch.
A 10-gallon batch? All right. So this is the finishing pan. We finish it here. We're about to put Filtrate in, which basically attaches to impurities and allows the filter press, which is what the syrup goes to next, to pull out as many of the impurities as possible. It just comes through this pipe here over to the canning basin, where David here will can as the temperature of the syrup is kept consistent so that it's sterile for going into the new bottles.
Yeah, like this.
And then we move from that over here to where we actually bottle it and put the stickers on, and we'll take you through that process here shortly. So this is the Filtrate. It is actually crushed up seashells. And what it basically does is it grabs onto all the sugar sand and things that are in the syrup through the boiling process, and it allows the filter press to get all of that impurity out, so you're left with crystal clear syrup. So we're gonna mix that in and then get this started. All right, so the filter press is running, so you can see the syrup is running through this line and going through this filter press. As it gets going, we will see it come out here in a second. And there it is. Look at how clear that syrup is. It's absolutely pristine. So, David is gonna take the first little batch out, and that is our tester that lets us know what our quality is. All right, so this is the first batch of syrup. We'll hold it up to the window here. Pretty clear, pretty light. It's a good batch. All right. So David is bottling here. He's the only qualified bottler. That syrup comes out of there so hot, and if you look, he's only dripped about a pancake's worth. All mistakes in the Sugar Shack are rated by how many pancakes worth of syrup was wasted, so he's doing pretty good. Scouty is putting the tops on. Gets them on nice and tight. We carry them over here, and then this is so far the batch. It's important to tip them on their side when they're still hot. That way, the underside of that cap gets sterilized by the near boiling temperature of the syrup. So that's how far we've done so far, and we will show you another video when we have all of this stuff done.
Come on here, work with me, summer.
So at the beginning of the process, this pressure gauge was down at 0, and then as the impurities are taken out, the PSI gets more and more. At about 20 PSI is when you want to start over, and we're just getting to the end of our batch. The last little bit's coming out. You can see how dirty this pan is. So it goes in, you know, it's been boiled over and over, and it comes out crystal clear. And that is a full batch, still bottling away. All right, so after that bottle, this is what we have made. All together, it comes to just shy of 11 gallons of syrup. And yeah, it's all bottled, ready to go. As you can tell, if you look at this, it is pristine, clear, and perfect. If you're interested in any of these products, we'd be happy to get some to you. I will add some contact information so that you can reach out to us, and we will go from there. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.